This story's called My Wife Cheated. I Stayed for the Kids. Big mistake. It's a rough tale about a tough choice that led to a messy situation. Guys, this is about a dude who's finally ready to move on from his unfaithful wife, but it takes him years to reach that point. You'll see how he discovers her affair. And let me tell you, there's more to that story than he first thought. Despite everything, he sticks around for his teenage daughters, not wanting to shake up their lives. But staying in the marriage? It's been a disaster in every way. The worst part, the kids are the ones suffering most. This story shows that when a relationship's done, especially after cheating, it's just done. Hanging on only makes things worse. You're about to see how this choice tears up the whole family, especially the kids. Sure, the wife's the one who caused this mess, but staying for the kids just amplifies the pain. Splitting up, if you can, gives everyone a shot at healing and happiness. The kids don't have to watch their parents be miserable. You'll see exactly what I mean as we go. So here's where the story kicks off. For years back, my wife cheated on me. We've got two daughters, who were 12 and 14 at the time. Now they're 16 and 18. She had a 6-month affair with one of her buddies. Yeah, a so-called friend. This is why I always say letting your spouse hang out with close guy friends is a bad idea. It's just asking for trouble. Back then, divorce wasn't an option. We were drowning in debt, had money troubles, and I couldn't bear to disrupt my girls' lives. So I stayed, sacrificing my own well-being for them. I had zero interest in patching things up with her. I wanted nothing to do with her, period. At first, she tried hard to fix things, therapy, good deeds, the whole 9 yards. But I couldn't care less. Over time, I lost all interest in romance or intimacy. Honestly, I don't blame myself. Who'd feel differently after that? But you can see how miserable I was, even if I stayed for my daughters. They noticed the change in me, too. To tackle our financial mess, I switched to a higher-paying job. It helped me chip away at the debt faster and start sorting out our money problems. All along, I was planning to leave her once things stabilized. Years went by, and I managed to fix most of our issues. Now, I'm close to being ready to walk away for good. Thank goodness, the girls are older now. The 18-year-old's probably finishing high school, and the 16-year-old's not far behind. But why wasn't my wife stepping up to help with the money problems? She kept begging me to give her another chance, but I shut that down. I don't believe in second chances for cheaters. People like that don't change, and I'm certain she didn't tell me the full truth about her affair. All I focused on was work, a bit of exercise, and taking care of my daughters. Meanwhile, my wife spiraled. She got depressed, switched jobs a few times, and started therapy. But I grew completely indifferent. I didn't care where she was or what she was doing. I was only there for the girls, and she knew it. I told her so plenty of times. Some days, we'd barely cross paths, even living under the same roof. She'd disappear for hours, and I never asked where she went. I just didn't care. This setup was miserable, and though I was doing it for my daughters, it was clearly affecting them too. Recently, something happened that made me realize I should have left years ago. But back then, too many obstacles held me back. We never told the girls about the affair, but they're smart. They know something's seriously off. Over time, they started wanting to spend more time with me. They'd ask me to cook for them, take them on trips, you name it. I try to keep things balanced, splitting time between me and their mom. If I took them somewhere, she'd take them out next. That worked for a bit, but soon they started pulling away from her. They resented her and wanted to be with me way more. I don't think she told them about the affair. They never brought it up, but they're not clueless. Teenagers, especially girls, pick up on emotional stuff like that. My wife tried buying their affection with gifts, but as they got older, that stopped working. They knew something was wrong. My daughters are incredible, smart, athletic, kind, and polite, but I've noticed they're emotionally distant, almost cold on the outside, even though they've got good hearts. I think that's my fault. The tension in our house probably made them guarded and defensive. They're brutally honest and super serious. The younger one's got a fiery temper and no patience, while the older one's always brainstorming ways to make money and stays active in sports. Not long ago, I got a promotion at work and shared the news with them. Both got excited and asked for new stuff or fancier trips, like going abroad. My wife saw that as an opening and tried, yet again, to reconnect with me. She keeps trying, but I'm just not interested. I kept making it clear to my wife that our marriage was over, no matter how hard she tried to change my mind. I never asked her to stick around. She chose to stay on her own. The biggest issue is that if we divorce, I'm pretty sure our daughters will want to live with me most of the time. They barely pay attention to their mom anymore, and I really don't want them to grow to hate her. Looking back, I realize I made a huge mistake by staying. My wife and I have this mess between us, and we've tried to shield our daughters from it. But it's obvious now that staying was a terrible call. It's turned into a total disaster. That wraps up the first part, but there's more to come with a few updates. Guys, this situation is just a slow, painful train wreck. The girls are miserable, and it's clear they've figured out their mom's cheating. When a marriage is done, it's done. There's no point dragging it out. Now, let's get to the update, which came about a month after my first post. I recently asked for advice online about my situation, and most folks said it's not my job to fix the relationship between my soon-to-be ex-wife and our daughters. That's on her, not me, and I totally agree. I decided years ago that divorce was inevitable. I was just waiting to get my finances and life in order. My original plan was to file for divorce early this year, maybe January or February, but something happened recently that forced me to act sooner. Thank goodness, I'm finally moving forward with it. One day, I was out, and my younger daughter got into a huge argument with her mom over some personal stuff I won't dive into. Things got ugly fast, typical teenage drama, but this was next level. When I got home, both were furious. My younger daughter filled me in, and though I won't share the details, I tried to calm things down. It only made things worse. They threw some harsh words at each other, but it hit a boiling point when our daughter brought up her mom's cheating. Yup, they've known about it this whole time. Teenagers don't hold back when they're mad, and she let her mom have it. My wife tried to defend herself, saying she loved us and made a terrible mistake, claiming she deserved more respect. But my younger daughter wasn't having it. She yelled, asking why her mom would hurt me and put some guy above our family. It's a fair question. When moms cheat, it's not just on the dad, it's on the whole family. I don't blame my daughter for being upset. My wife had no answer. My daughter broke down crying and ran to her room. I followed to check on her, but I was at a loss for words. Nothing I could say would fix this, so I just held her and let her cry. Sometimes, that's all you can do. She told me she loved me and was proud I never abandoned them. That hit me hard, like a punch to the gut, and I started tearing up too. She saw me crying, apologized for upsetting me, and it broke my heart. She's such a sweet kid. I stayed with her for maybe 20 or 30 minutes until she calmed down. Then I went to the living room, where my wife was sitting, looking devastated. I knew this had gone on way too long. Later that day, I told her it was over for good. I couldn't keep watching my daughter cry like that. I told her she needed to leave. She started sobbing, asking where she was supposed to go. I said she could stay with her friends, her family, or even the guy she cheated with, just not here. She begged for one last chance, but I cut her off and told her to go. She packed some of her stuff and left for her parents' place the next day. A few days later, we sat the girls down and told them about the divorce. They took it better than I expected, probably because they saw it coming. They didn't want to hear about their mom's affair, and I learned some new details about it that were worse than I thought, but it didn't change my decision. I asked my wife to keep the divorce process as smooth as possible. There was no need to make this harder than it already was. If she really felt sorry, she'd make it easy on me and the girls. I'm not surprised the girls handled it okay. They were probably relieved. They want a fresh start as much as I do. I made it clear they're free to talk to or see their mom whenever they want. I'd never stop them. But honestly, it seems like they don't want much to do with her right now. For now, they're living with me, and they've made that choice clear. As for me, I don't think I'll date or remarry. I'm older now, and I just want a peaceful, happier life. With 2 daughters, one an adult, and the other almost there, I don't see the point in getting married again. I've heard guys say this before, though, and sometimes things change. Here's a quick mini update that came shortly after. I wanted to share a bit more because I got so much support and advice from you all. Thank you. As I mentioned, I've filed for divorce, and the process is about to start. My soon-to-be ex-wife has moved out, and I'm living with my daughters. In my last update, I mentioned she wasn't fully honest about her affair, and I'll leave it at that for now. I found out the affair was way worse than I thought. It dragged on longer and involved two guys, not just one like she claimed. Any sympathy I might have had for her evaporated, especially seeing how she begged for forgiveness while our daughters pushed her away. She was unfaithful not just to me but to our girls too, and it's hard to feel sorry for her. I can only imagine how furious and hurt my daughters were when they learned it was two men. She came clean about it as a desperate last attempt to save our marriage, thinking honesty would fix things. I guess she read some advice about confessing to rebuild trust, but I didn't buy a word she said. I had to tell my daughters about the second guy a few years after she moved out. That conversation was rough. They were angry, sad, and completely disgusted. It pretty much sealed their decision to cut her out of their lives for good. I can't blame them. One guy was bad enough, but two? That's a whole new level of betrayal. Do I think she'll change if I took her back? Not a chance. I've heard stories where daughters side with their mom, but in cases like this, when the mom betrays their dad, the girls often stick by him. My daughters love me, and their anger toward their mom is intense. Most of my friends and family are on my side, but some suggested I should have given her another chance since she seems sorry and hasn't cheated again since the affairs ended. Honestly, I don't care. She had multiple affairs and lied about them. Those people don't know what our life's been like these past 4 years. It's been miserable. Not some fairy tale we could just patch up. As for her, she's unemployed now and struggling with depression. From what I hear, her moods swing wildly. One day she accepts the consequences. The next she's crying and pleading for another shot. Being jobless might make things like alimony tricky for me down the road. She called recently, wanting to talk to our daughters and asking me to make them speak to her. I told her I'm not doing that. They're 16 and 18. They decide for themselves. I'm not forcing them, especially since they'd probably just lash out at her. I let the girls know she called, but they didn't care, especially my younger daughter. As for me, I'm feeling better than I have in years. It's not perfect, but it's progress. The divorce is moving forward, and I'm slowly getting closer to a fresh start. It's like a weight's been lifted, even if the road ahead is still long. I'm not too hopeful about future relationships. At 44, I'm dealing with years of bottled-up emotions and a lot on my plate. For now, I'm happy staying single. If I meet someone who truly changes my life, I might consider dating, but I'm in no rush. I'm at peace with taking my time. There's no need to jump into marriage again. Here's my final update, posted just yesterday, about 2 months after the last one. The divorce is progressing, and I won't bore you with the legal stuff. Let's just say I got a fair deal, and it should be finalized soon. Things are mostly okay. My daughters are doing great, and I'm managing. I have good days and tough ones. Some are really hard, but I keep pushing forward, knowing it'll get better. That's just how it goes, and I'm okay with the ups and downs. My daughters are still distant with their mom. My older one started chatting with her a bit, but it's just surface-level stuff, nothing deep. My soon-to-be ex was thrilled to get any interaction, but my daughter's still holding back a lot. I haven't brought up the cheating since I filed for divorce. I'm exhausted and just want this chapter closed. My younger daughter's a different story. She refuses to talk to her mom, and when they do, it always turns into an argument. She keeps throwing the cheating in her mom's face, saying she has no right to act like a parent after what she did. Her mom's apologized over and over, calling it a terrible mistake, and saying she regrets how she hurt us. But my younger daughter isn't buying it. She says apologies are just empty words people use to feel better about themselves. She's only 16, but she's wise beyond her years. I'm not sure where she got that perspective, but I worry about her getting so caught up in this anger. She didn't do anything wrong, and I don't want her carrying this burden. It's mine to handle. For myself, I've been focusing on my health, hitting the gym regularly, and it's doing wonders for how I feel. I even met a woman there. We've chatted a few times and grabbed coffee at a nearby cafe. It's been friendly, talking about workouts, movies, and hobbies. She reminds me of the guy I used to be, someone with passions and interests. Meeting her has shown me how much I've changed, and it's helping me rediscover parts of myself. I'm taking it slow, though. No need to rush into anything after everything I've been through. My soon-to-be ex finally got a job at a local shop, which is about time. She's looking rough, like the last few months have aged her a lot. Her parents say most of her friends have ditched her, and the ones who stuck around aren't the same. I don't think she's truly sorry. She might just be upset because her life fell apart after getting caught. Her actions will follow her forever, no matter where she goes or who she's with. I think she always knew that deep down, but made excuses to avoid facing it. Now, the truth is hitting her hard, and it's crushing her. I keep things civil with her, just small talk, and she seems to appreciate it. It lifts her spirits a bit, but rebuilding her relationship with our daughters is her responsibility, not mine. I don't think I'll post any more updates. There's not much left to say. The divorce will be done soon, and we're all moving forward. I hope in a few months I'll be in a better place, and I'd love to hear my daughters are healing too. This story's all too common. Families torn apart by one person's selfish choices. I stayed for 4 years, partly for the kids and partly because of money troubles. But looking back, I should have left sooner. Staying hurt my daughters. They were miserable. When we told them about the divorce, they seemed relieved, almost happy. If cheating happens, it's over. Don't stay for the kids. It just makes everyone suffer. All right, that's it for this story. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. If you've got a good story for me to cover, send it my way at cheating1304@gmail.com. If it's a fit, I'll definitely share it. Be sure to like the video, share it with friends, and subscribe. Catch you next time.